everyone, this is Ilina and I'm back with a promise video for my project that I posted on Monday for my monthly hero kit from Hero Arts for November. And I got a lot of requests for video. I promised it earlier in the week, but life happens, so I have it today. And I'm gonna show you how to make these little tea light holders, and I'll give you some tips for the previous one, the little scene, how to make those images stand in your box, as well for the last box that's of two parts that I have the twine tying on the top. So I'm gonna show you some tips. Actually, I'm gonna show you how to make this one from pretty much from the beginning. So this one is great for favors, as well to put little treats or little ink pads. I'll show you, and even in the picture on my blog, I have a little ink cube inside. And on the top, the cover has two holes, so the twine holds both parts together, so they don't open. So I have cut my box from the shimmery red cardstock, as well from a piece of vellum, so I can put on the sides, like cover those windows on the back side. So I have three windows are cut with the decorative die, and the other one is just window. So you can, and we're not gonna put vellum inside, so there's some airflow inside, so it doesn't really get heated or anything like that. So right now I'm just folding along the scored lines. And I think it's better if you do this before you die cut them, because it's intricate die, like die cuts, so it's make it harder to fold along the score lines when it's already cut. So I found it easier that it's to fold it before you die cut, but in this case I made a mistake and I die cut before I folded. So I'm going very carefully, and the video is sped up, and I'm as well making those nice folds using my bone folder. So first I'm going with my fingers and then with the bone folder. So this one makes it easier to have that nice and crisp triangle shape or pyramid shape, however you want to call it. So and then I'm going again over the fold lines with my bone folder, so I make them a little bit easier to bend and fold. So next I'm just cutting 3 of the triangles out of this vellum box, and I'm going inside the lines, so it's a little bit smaller than the actual box, so I don't have overlapping lines, so they don't go over the corners, the edges. So, and I'll adhere those at the end using some sticky tape. So next, what I'm doing, I'm gonna create the bottom, and I'm gonna use my bone folder and trim the edges. So I'm positioning that like parallel with the lines of my trimmer. It's about 1 inch from that fold line, just making sure that all along around the box I have equal length of those tabs left. So next I'll be scoring for, at 1/4 inch from the bottom. So this will create that bottom of the box so makes the box look like a diamond. So I have scored all of those, and then I'll just fold them again. And then I'm gonna measure the length of this fold, so that way I'll be able to cut the bottom that will be pretty much square. So next before I do that, I'm gonna adhere the vellum pieces inside the so-called windows. So I'm just adding some 1/8 inch sticky tape, score tape, or Be Creative tape. So, and then I'm kind of going over with the bone folder, so I make sure that that vellum adheres nicely to the cardstock. So it's easier. You'll notice I'm struggling a little bit to remove this backing, but if you go with your bone folder over the tape and then remove the backing, it will come off much easier. So then we have one more. So now I'm going with that bone folder over, and removing the tape, and you see it comes off easy. And then I'll adhere the last triangle. So next I'll just I measured that edge, and it's a little bit over 1.5 inches. So I'm just making sure that it fits nicely so that bottom looks nice. So next I'm gonna start forming that box, and I'm adding tape on the back of that tab that I already trimmed, so you can't see it on the other side because the windows, like we have die cut the windows, like made windows using the die cut the windows. So adhere that, and then I'm adding score tapes to the inside of those tabs, so that little square will come inside the box, and then the tabs will be over it from the when you look from the outside. So I'm just adhering one side, and then I'll put my tea light in on the inside, and then I'm adhering the opposite side. So now we have two opposite sides adhered, and I'm going with the third side. And then for the fourth side, either you can kind of tuck that in or adhere it, but you will need that open so you can reach inside and turn off that tea light. So next I'm going to show you how I made this box. It's similar way, just this time instead of trimming the tops, the part with the holes, you're going to trim the bottom of the box where it's like all kind of connected together. So I'm going to use again my trimmer, and I'm going to measure about 1 inch from that fold line for the top. So I'm making sure that the fold line goes in parallel with that 1 inch line on my trimmer. And you can do this first with a pencil and then trim it with scissors or with your paper trimmer. So make sure when you're doing with the paper trimmer to not go just go score to score line on that bottom part, so you don't trim accidentally the next part. So see that part comes off, and then using my scissors I'll just actually first I need to score before I trim, like kind of make those tabs. So I'm again scoring a 1/4 inch from the bottom all around it, all four sides. So there we have that. And now I'm cutting, well, I'm trimming that, not really trimming, but kind of making these little slots between those score lines just for the little tabs on the bottom, because we want to fold those in and adhere another square for the bottom. Next I'm scoring from top to the first score line. So here I made a mistake, I went all the way down, but I'm doing it again. So next I'm gonna turn it over and kind of rub that part that's supposed not to be, shouldn't have been scored with my bone folder, so it kind of flattens out. So now I'm just folding those so I know until where to go with that score line that goes in the center from the top, from the point to the base. So next I'm lining up that base with the top of my score body, and kind of scoring from the center along the center. So next I'm just folding everything, and then I'm marking about like 1/2 inch in, and next I'll score more from those edges. So from the kind of where the triangles meet to that little point that we made in the center at 1/2 inch. So that will allow us to fold those, like, it's kind of sort of paper bag folds that you have seen on like lunch bags or other bags from stores, not the plastic bags, but the paper bags or gift bags. So those like look similar, like the folds, not how it looks like. So I'm doing it for the last one, kind of folding those in. So next I'll just adhere to create that base there. So I'm a little bit going off the camera here, and I apologize. So next I'm adding score tape to that little tab, which is right now off the camera, but it's similar way like I did for the tea lights. And then I'll cut a piece of designer series paper to go on the bottom, and then I'll do pretty much the same like I did for the tea lights, just this time the tabs will go on the inside as well. If you want, you can place another little square on the inside so you have covered those tabs. That's what I did for the first box that I showed you. So next, just adhere them and press them from the inside so you're sure they're adhered nicely. So then inside you can put little gift, chocolate, or little ink pad. So for the top, you'll just trim those the tops of the box. So you'll just have that pyramid looking top. You'll trim the parts that are with the holes that kind of get tied together. So, and then this one is easy. And then I did punch 2 holes onto on the tops of 2 that are not next to each other. So they're opposite of each other, corners. So that way I can thread the baker twine through the bottom and then the top and tie it on top. That way you're sure that whatever you put in the box doesn't come out, or that the box doesn't open. So it's nice and secure to take it along and give it as a gift or a favor, or without being afraid that it will open and whatever is inside may fall out. So I'm threading them there, and then just gonna thread through the holes on the top, and then just close that, tie it up, and it's ready to go. You can add a little tag or little embellishments. So I'm just doing bakery twine on this one, and I just trimmed it. So now little tips for this little guy here. So you see that my images are standing up there, and there's a little light in there. So the little light are this like mini LED lights. Let me first show you how I made the images stand up. So first I stamped, I'm again apologizing for going off the camera here, but I stamped this the image here. This is different. I use it on the card, not in this, like inside of this little shadow box. I used the church image, but I'm leaving a kind of tab on the bottom. You see, I didn't cut off that whole bottom, so I scored it there, and I'm creating a tab, and I'll attach this tab onto my little square that goes inside, like the base that goes inside my little shadow box. And then you can trim around that image. I didn't finish trimming it here. I just wanted to show you a few quick tips how to do this. So, and just cutting along here. Usually cutting takes a long. I love cutting, but it's kind of time consuming for me because I'm perfectionist. So I kind of left it here. But I just wanted to show you the principle. It works, and there you go. It stands up, and then just add some score tape on the bottom and adhere it on the inside. So next I have these little LED lights, and I use a 1/4 inch circle punch to punch a hole inside that like little square like we did for the other ones. But I did it here on a scrap paper. So then I add some score tape on the light and adhere it under the that paper, that cardstock, and then on the bottom adhere another piece to cover it up. So that's all for me today. Check back soon for more videos. Thanks for watching, and see you soon. Bye!